Welcome to the second lecture of carbohydrate chemistry. This is Harshal Dabne working as an assistant professor in Maratha Vidya Prasarak Samaj, Nashik. Friends, in last lecture we discussed about the introduction of carbohydrates as well their optical and chemical properties. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the structure of glucose. So friends, glucose is a parent molecule in carbohydrates. So it is present in three anomeric form. So first one, we try to explain this form, which is called as the Fischer projection formula. In Fischer projection formula, the chiral carbon atom can be shown by vertical and horizontal line. The intersection in between what the two lines is denoted, or that intersection denotes the chiral carbon atom, which can be specified by means of the asterisk. When this oxygen atom containing say the lone pair react with the carbonyl carbon atom of aldehyde, so this molecule converted into the cyclic form, and when it can be shown like this, that formula is referred as Haworth projection formula, where the OH group can be shown above and below the plane. This formula also shows the ring structure when the OH group is reacted with the aldehydic group. So this is structure of glucose. Simply it is present in three anomeric forms. First one is the Fischer projection, can be shown by the vertical and horizontal line. Second, when the oxygen reacted with the aldehydic group, it can be converted into the cyclic form called as the Haworth projection, and this is what say the simple form by which we can show the ring structure of glucose. Next, we move towards the structure of pyranose and furanose. So to try to understand the structure of pyranose and furanose, we focus over the structure of some heterocyclic molecules like pyrene and furan. In case of the furan, it is an 5-member heterocyclic compounds. It is an aromatic heterocyclic compound. It is similar as that of what say the furanose. And another ring is nothing but this is a 6-member heterocyclic compound, which is same as that of what say the pyranose ring. So here in case of the pyranose, we have what oxygen atom in the ring. So it is an heterocyclic, just like a heterocyclic ring, and their structure is similar to that of what say the pyrene. Here their name is pyranose. And when we talk about this molecule, so here we have what say the 5-member ring containing oxygen as a heteroatom. So it is similar to that of what say the furan, hence their name is nothing but the furanose. So now we discuss how this pyranose and furanose forms are say develop in equilibrium in aqueous solution from say the glucose molecule. So this is an open chain molecule present in the Fischer projection formula. This is an aldehydic group, okay, and this one, this carbon atom is called as the carbonyl carbon atom, which is an electrophilic in nature due to the electromeric nature of you can say that the electronegative nature of oxygen atom. So when say the oxygen atom, so we have this molecule is polyhydroxy molecule, means we have more than one OH group present on each carbon atom. So this is second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth also. So when this fourth number carbon atom containing OH, this OH can attack over this carbonyl group of aldehydic. So we got such type of ring where say oxygen is present in the ring, and the number of carbon atoms are 4. This is what first, second, third, and fourth. Collectively it is an 5-member ring. Their structure is just like a furan, and that's why it is called as the furanose. Another thing is say this is what say the carbon number 5th, and the OH group which is present on 5th carbon atom reacted with this aldehydic group. So we got a such type of ring which is a 6-member just like a 6-member heterocyclic ring called as what say the pyranose, because their structure is related to the pyrene. So in this way, the pyranose and furanose can be formed from this glucose molecule. But the percentage or the concentration of the pyranose form from the glucose dominates the furanose. This is because of this is an 5-member ring. They contain the angle strain. That's why they are less stable as compared to the pyranose, and that's why we can say that the percentage of the pyranose is greater in aqueous solution as compared to the furanose. So this is all about what say the stability of a pyranose and furanose in aqueous solution, so that they are present in different proportion in equilibrium. Now we move towards the isomerism in carbohydrates. So friends, we know that carbohydrates are polyhydroxy compounds. Each carbon atom, they contain the OH molecules, and as well their positions are differ, so that there exists a isomerism. So first we try to understand the isomerism. Very simple definitions we have: same chemical formula but different structural arrangement. So the molecules which having two molecules which having the same chemical formula but different structural arrangement, so that two molecules are nothing but called as the isomers of each other, and that phenomena is said to be the isomerism. So generally we have seen 4 types of isomerism in organic compounds. First one is what functional group isomerism. So its name suggests that functional group isomerism means when the same chemical formula but we have 2 different molecules having different functional group, such as in case of the glucose we have aldose and ketose. In case of the aldose we have what say the aldehydic group. In case of the ketone we have the ketonic group. So that 2 molecules means aldose and ketones are nothing but the functional group isomers of each other, as they have same chemical formula. Another is nothing but the positional isomer. So obviously we know that glucose, they contain 6 carbon atom, and each carbon atom they have say the hydroxyl group. But what happen in some structures, what happen, the position of the hydroxy groups are differ. That's why they are nothing but the positional isomers of each other. It means that the position of one of the hydroxyl group is differ than each other. So that's why they are said to be the positional isomers of each other. The next is what the chain isomer means. Suppose we have what say the chemical formula. So here we don't have this isomer is not much applicable to the carbohydrate, because we have say we have written this carbohydrate most of in the Fischer projection formula. So next we have what say the tautomerism. So obviously this tautomerism can be shown in the carbohydrate chemistry, because tautomerism means there is a conversion of what say the aldehydic group into the alcohol and alcohol into the aldehydic group, or say the ketonic group into the alcohol and alcohol into the ketonic groups. That's why this is nothing but said to be the tautomerism. So why it is exist? Because due to the change into the position of small groups, just like a hydrogen. So whatever the structure exists, that structure or that phenomena is said to be the tautomerism, and that structures are nothing but the tautomers of each other. Next we have some examples of isomerism. So these are what say the monosaccharides, such as what say the glucose, galactose and fructose. So when we compare what these two, that is what say the glucose and galactose, so we have what say this OH, it is present in the red color. So this OH present over here means this side, that is in right hand side of this one, and here this OH present at what say the left hand side. It means that their molecular formula are same. As the glucose and the galactose, they having the same molecular formula, but the position of this OH is differ. That's why these 2 molecules are nothing but the positional isomers of each other, even though they have contain same functional group. Okay, so that's why these are nothing but the positional isomers of each other. When we compare what say this fructose with what say the glucose and galactose, so they having all these 3 having the same molecular formula, but as what suppose this one, this glucose OH is having this side, right hand side, always also this OH is having the same side. But here we have what say the aldehydic group here, and here is nothing but the keto group. So that's why it is an ketose. Okay, means the functional group, it is a functional group. So here we have the ketone functional group. In these 2 molecules we have the aldehyde as a functional group. That's why when we compare these molecules, means what, fructose with glucose, fructose with what, say, the galactose. So the phenomena is nothing but the functional group isomerism, because they're having same chemical molecular formula, but you can say that same chemical or molecular formula, but they're having what, say, the different functional group. That's why they are called as what, say, the functional group isomerism. These are some examples of what, say, the isomerism. Then we have one more concept in carbohydrates, that is the mutarotation of glucose. Actually, in simple language, mutarotation is the change in the optical rotation. So as we earlier in last lecture we discussed about the optical activity of any compound, means suppose we have what, say, the compound, we make a solution, we add into the polarimeter, and then we pass the source. So what happens, the plane of the PPL can rotate the right hand side, and suppose we can use what, say, the another isomer of it, and the plane of the PPL can rotate the left hand side. So suppose we have the molecule which having same chemical, same molecular formula, but they having two isomers. First isomer can rotate left hand side, another can rotate right hand side. So that will be their optical rotation. So here we can try to understand this concept by just considering this example. This one is what, say, the D-glucose. We having aldehyde group over here. Again, this one is what, say, the oxygen atom present on the fifth carbon atom having lone pair. Okay, so that lone pair will attack over this carbon atom, as we know that it is an electrophilic carbon atom, and there is a formation of the ring. Okay, how many? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and this oxygen I am 6. So we got what, a 6-member ring. So when we got a 6-member ring, so here this is a ring present in the chair conformation, because it is a most stable conformation for 6-member ring. And here when we focus over the position of this OH, so this OH will be axial over here, and the same thing when we focus over here, so here the OH is what, say, the equatorial. Means when this OH will attack over this aldehyde group, that electrophilic carbon atom, so we got two isomers, that is called the alpha isomer, and this is what, say, the beta isomer. So when this OH is axial, so we can say that the alpha isomer. In this OH present at the equatorial position, so we can say that it is an beta isomer. When we measure the optical rotation of both, that is what, this beta isomer and alpha isomer, by means of the polarimeter, so both molecule, that is what, alpha and beta, they can show the different optical activity. That's why that phenomena is said to be the mutarotation of glucose. Here we see some classification based on the functional group. So here we have what, two skeleton. This is an aldohexose. Why it is called as aldohexose? Because we have what, say, the 6 carbon atom. Okay, so we have 6 carbon atoms, so that's why it is called as aldohexose. Hexam is what, 6 carbon atom. That's what is called the aldohexose. And we have aldehyde group, so that's why we can call as what, say, the aldehyde. So this is an aldohexose skeleton. In another example, another structure, this is a ketone functionality, and we have what, say, the 6 carbon atoms. So that's why we can start from what, the keto, and we are using what, say, the hexose. Means it is an we can say that it is an keto means ketone group is present, and another is nothing but hexose. Hexose means what, the 6 carbon atoms are present here. So that's why it is called as the ketohexose, and here is nothing but the aldohexose. The classification is based on the number of carbon atoms as well as the functional group present into it. Since it is an aldohexose, it is a ketohexose. Yeah, this one classification based on the number of carbon atoms. That is what the aldose sugar means. If it is aldose, so we can understand that all molecules, they contain the aldehyde group. Means what, this one, this is aldehyde, this is aldehyde. All these molecules, they contain what's the aldehyde group. Okay, so the classification is based on what, it is in triose. Why it is called as triose? Because when we count the number of carbon atom over here, this is what, first, second, and third. We have what, 3 carbon atoms over here, so that's why an aldehyde group. So that is an aldose and triose. So combinedly they are called as the aldotriose. Aldotriose. Okay, so when we move towards what, this molecule, so here we have first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So we have what, 5 carbon atoms along with what, the aldehyde group, means it is aldose and pentose. So So combinedly it is called as the aldopentose. When we talk about what this molecule, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So they have what 6 carbon atom along with aldehyde, means it is aldose and hexose. So it is called combinedly it is called as what aldohexose. And here this molecule is nothing but said to be the ketonic group. So that's what is ketose, and having what first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 carbon atom. It means that it is an hexose and ketose. So it is combinedly called as a ketohexose. This is just nomenclature of aldose sugar depending upon the number of carbon atoms present into it. Second, based on what is an keto sugar, all molecules they contain the ketonic group. So similarly, you can count the total number of carbon atom, first, second, third and fourth. Here we have a n number of this group here. That's what is simply called as the ketose. Here we have what first, second, third. As it is in ketotriose, because 3 carbon atoms are present along with the ketonic group. That's why it is ketose and triose. So that's why it is combinedly called as the ketotriose. Here we have what first, second, third, fourth. 4 carbon atoms, means it is tetraose with ketone, means ketonic group is there. So that's what it is called as the ketotetraose. When we move towards over here, so we have what say this is what first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, means 6 carbon atoms we have. So means it is an hexose molecule and ketonic group is present. So that's what is ketohexose. Okay, so this is nothing but the nomenclature of carbohydrate depending upon 2 types. Means the first is what type of functional group is present, and second is nothing but how many carbon atoms are present in this molecule. So when we know that which type of functional group is present and how many carbon atoms are present, so you can nominate any molecules of carbohydrates. Okay, so this is all about this lecture.